My entire life, I've literally just been a normal guy. I was never really exceptional or bad at really anything. But for some reason, when I was 18 years old and I went to college for the first time, I began building this insane desire to want to win in every single regard of life. I began seeing these YouTubers and these TikToks talking about how to make money online, and these guys were making more money than doctors. And to be totally transparent with you, it really pissed me off. At first, I was just super pissed off because I was in my shitty situation and I wanted to get out of it. But then I began to get curious. I was like, how the fuck are these people making so much more money than me? And they look dumber than me. Like they don't know the stuff that I know. And that was when I decided to begin my journey of making money online. Now, when I first got started, I fell for the typical BS, like doing drop shipping and affiliate marketing and trading and all this stuff. I couldn't find something that seemed possible for literally just an ordinary person to do. But then after going through that full process and failing with a bunch of different business models, I came to a dark realization. And this realization was ultimately the thing that allowed me to become successful. I realized that all these gurus on the internet talking about all these different business models, they're actually running the same exact business. Don't get me wrong, they'll tell you to go do dropshipping, they'll tell you to go do copywriting, trading, affiliate marketing, whatever. They're all selling you a course or a coaching program. And so after failing with all these business models, and I still wanted to succeed myself, I came to the realization that that truly was the best business model. The problem is for me, I was literally just an 18-year-old guy that failed with a bunch of different business models. And again, I wasn't exceptional at anything, so I couldn't really create a course or a coaching program around like an expertise that I had. Who would want to buy from some 19-year-old college student? And so I started thinking, instead of me selling my own course or coaching program, why don't I just go in and work with an already existing business that is doing this, learn the ins and outs of how they run their business, and assist them in making more money. And as a byproduct, I can get paid myself. And then if I eventually wanted to down the line, I would have the skills, the experience to then be able to do it myself. And that's exactly what I did. Now, the truth of the matter is that every business model that you see on the internet can work. It's just they require skills. But when you don't have the right skills, you will fail with every single one of them. So for me, in combination with understanding that I should go in and work with somebody that's selling an online course, that's selling a coaching program, I had to drop my ego and I had to understand that I first have to acquire skill sets that can allow me to become more valuable in the marketplace so I can start making more money. And so I started with high ticket sales. And the first part of doing high ticket sales was me starting off as an appointment setter. Here's a breakdown for appointment setting. An online business owner posts content on social media that attracts leads to their page. Then what happens is an appointment setter reaches out to all the people who are following, liking, commenting, engaging, and sees if they potentially want the thing that the business owner is selling. If the person is interested, then the appointment setter, all they have to do is book the person in for a scheduled meeting with either the business owner or a sales rep. If the lead ends up buying on the call, the appointment setter receives 5 to 10% of the cash collected that is made on that call. Do that for 10 to 30 times per month, and all of a sudden you're making 3 to 5K per month out the gate. Literally all just from sending some DMs from your phone. After my first month of doing this, I was making $3,000 USD per month, which was not bad at all for somebody who is full-time in college and was also working part-time as a lifeguard. And after getting better, focusing on building my skill and just advancing myself in general, I went from making 3K per month to 4K per month to 5K per month. And then from there, instead of just staying complacent, I made the insane decision to completely drop out of college and quit my 9 to 5 job. I was making enough money in the position to build some confidence, and I always knew deep down in myself that I could be successful. So I just said, fuck it, and went all in. This was right at the end of my freshman year of college. And so after doing appointment setting for about 4 or 5 months, I focused on the next progression, which is learning the skill of closing. You know how I said earlier, the appointment setter books all of these meetings for either a closer or a business owner to take? Well, now the closer is the person that takes those meetings being booked by the appointment setter. And so I started doing that whole process. As a closer, you have an appointment setter that books you meetings every single day. You basically have to wake up to a calendar of booked meetings and you have to jump on these calls and close deals. I was taking anywhere from about 6 to 8 calls per day at the most, and I was closing about 33% of them. My day would literally consist of wake up, journal and pray, go to the gym for an hour or two, take 6 to 8 sales calls, then do some other maintenance work, and then review my work and practice, and then pretty much go to bed. And as a byproduct of doing closing, I started making anywhere from 10 to 15K per month. And ironically enough as well, the offer that I was on also needed appointment setting help still. So I actually at one point was doing both closing and appointment setting for the same business every single day for about a year straight. My day for that was relatively the same. It just took more work. I would wake up, pray, go to the gym, but in between doing all of that, I was checking my phone, sending messages as the appointment setter. Then I would be taking meetings, and in between those meetings, I was checking my phone, being the appointment setter. And then at the end of the day, I was on my phone, being the appointment setter. And I'm here to tell you right now, making money online like this does take work, but this is the safest and the most predictable way to make 10 to 15K per month because you're literally just betting on yourself and getting better every single day. I'm sure you've seen it. Every guru on the internet loves to tell you that you can make all this money and it's going to be super, super easy so they can sell more of their course or their coaching program. But quite frankly, I don't give a fuck about that. I'm here to tell you guys the truth about making money online because I was once in your shoes at one point trying to figure it all out on my own, and I didn't have anyone that could actually give me some real advice. It seemed like every video I clicked on, there was always like some sort of catch or there was always some bullshit involved. Or like the person made it seem way easier than what it actually is. There's a lot of people on the internet that will tell you that you can make a ton of money super, super quick, and they tell you that so they can take your money. But quite frankly, that is not the truth. If you want to make 10 to 15K per month online and do it in a way where you have time, financial, and location freedom, you are going to have to be an exceptional person. And anybody can do that. You really just only need to be in the top 10% of people. Trust me, anybody can do that. It's just not going to be easy. But at the same time, with me having going through that full process and now being able to live the life that I live, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Because now at this point, I live in my dream apartment in Tampa Bay, Florida. I'm surrounded by an amazing group of friends that are also focused on the same mission as me of like making more money online and having freedom. I'm in the best physical shape I've ever been in. When I buy things, I don't have to sit there and worry about the price and make sure it fits in my budget and all this garbage. Being able to live that life just a couple of years later after actually locking in on something like this is one of the best things ever. And so while yes, it does take work, it is 100% worth every second of it. And if you're watching this video right now, you have an unfair advantage that I deeply wish I had when I first got started. Because at the time, there really wasn't anybody even talking about this in the way that I am right now. For me, I was constantly just seeing all these videos of all these people talking about how to make all this money and it's going to be super, super easy and super, super quick. You just have to buy my course. And quite frankly, I just got fucking sick and tired of it. So I kind of had to figure it out on my own. I did end up working with a mentor relatively early in my journey, which was extremely beneficial and impactful. But luckily for you, I can tell you exactly how you can get started. And there's two approaches that I think work best for young guys. The first approach is you can start high ticket sales in addition to what you're doing right now. So for example, if you're in college or if you're working a part-time job, you can do this on the side. What you're going to do in a situation like that is you're going to become an appointment setter. And what you're going to do is when you become an appointment setter, you're going to dedicate every single possible hour that you have outside of your work or your other commitment to at least getting to the point where you're making 3 to 5K per month. Your goal with this, in my opinion, is at least getting to the point where you have at least 5 to 10K saved up to where you can eventually then go all in on doing high ticket sales and make it like your full-time thing. The second approach, and this is for those of you who have maybe a little bit of money saved up, is you just go all in on high ticket sales. You basically make it the thing that you live, breathe, and die by. When you obsess over something like that, you become truly exceptional at it. And so basically every waking hour that you have outside of going to the gym and eating food is dedicated to doing high ticket sales and getting better at high ticket sales. Now for me, again, when I first got started, I was full-time in college and I was also working part-time as a lifeguard. So I went with the first approach. I started doing high ticket sales in addition to what I was doing. And I started off as an appointment setter because I didn't have all day. I started off as an appointment setter and I hit 3 to 5K per month, and I got myself to a point where I could drop out of college and go all in because I had a nest egg saved up. But if I had started earlier, for example, I would have just went all in when I was like in high school. So with that being said, you have to kind of take a gauge on like what your schedule looks like and how much money you have saved up and what type of position you're in to figure out which approach of those two is going to be the best for you. Should you do high ticket sales in addition to something right now to get to the point where you then eventually can go all in on high ticket sales, or should you just go all in on high ticket sales? I guess that is really up to you. If you want my advice based on your situation, you can DM me on Instagram. That's totally cool. But with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed. What I'm going to do as a present for all of you guys that have watched all the way until the end of this video, I'm going to link my 10-hour free course on how to get started in high ticket sales in the description of this video. So figure out which approach is best for you, whether it's approach 1 or approach 2, and then watch the free course regardless and use that in tandem with your current situation to get to the point where you want to be. But if you're somebody that understands that you want to work with a mentor, you want to work with somebody who's already gone through the exact same process and you want help of somebody that can actually put themselves into your shoes and help you because he's gone through the full thing. I run a one-on-one coaching program where I help young guys go through the full process. And so all the information is out there. The free course is out there. What's not provided in there, though, is specific one-on-one coaching that I give to all my students and access to 75 to 100 job opportunities for high-ticket sales every single week. We post positions for beginners. We post positions for people experienced. We post positions for people who want to make 20, 30, 50K per month. And I place my students on these positions because I have connections inside of the space. So if you're somebody that wants to work with a mentor, you want one-on-one coaching to your specific situation, and you want to shortcut the process by getting access to job opportunities on a daily basis, then what you can do is you can go to the description under the free course and you can book a call with myself where you and I can have an honest and open conversation about where you're at right now in life, what approach you should be doing, where you want to get to, and all that fun stuff. Nonetheless, I hope you guys got some value out of this video, and I will see you guys in the next video very shortly. Bye-bye.